Yeah, the monitor's completely off, but I'm still hearing the audio.
That was better.
I had to restart the program. I wonder what that was about.
All right, you're good now. A little rough, but just cause of Robot 36. I'm going to start this, okay?
Oh, I apologize. Yeah, we're in a 901, all right.
No, you're good. Good evening. This is Bill K6KRQ, your net control operator for the River City Amateur Radio Communications Society Slow Scan TV Net. This net serves for training and practice and image transmission modes and meets Wednesday nights at 9 p.m. Pacific time on the N6NA repeater on 441.3 megahertz. River City ARCS members and all licensed radio amateurs are welcome to participate. If you wish to join the net or need to make a call at any time, please announce your call sign between transmissions and net control will acknowledge you. If an emergency should arise and you need the repeater, please contact the net control by saying break, break. A double break signifies emergency traffic. The net will then stand by for you until the emergency is terminated or the traffic is moved to another frequency. Stations who wish to check in are asked to respond with their full call sign using the recognized ITU phonetic alphabet and their name. I will recognize each station before continuing. Any station that wishes to check into the net, please come now.
Well, I know you checked me in, but I'll check in anyways because I don't hear anybody else. N6YG. AI6DG.
AI6YLA, just listening.
Kilo Papa 4, Mike Delta, Carol.
Okay, I already got Chris, KI6FHP, or excuse me, HFP. George, of course, N6YG. I got Joel, AI6DG. Kayla, I'll put you in the comment rotation. I hope you're watching on YouTube. And Carol, our YouTube producer, KP4MD. Welcome, one and all. Anybody else?
November 6 Hotel Alpha.
My, isn't that nice? It's Bill, N6AJ. Welcome. Good to have you. One more time, anybody else? got a decent start. I'm gonna, so good evening everybody and welcome. We'll do another check after a little bit, see if anybody comes along. I'm gonna go to Chris, KI6, HFP, see if he's ready to go. If you are Chris, you can fire away.
I'll go next. I'm still uploading pictures. I was right in the middle of something. Sorry about that.
That's okay. What about you, George? You want to send the picture this time?
Yeah, I've got an image loaded up. N6YG, MR90.
All right, well, you're good now. That's a darn good MR90 transmission, at least here anyway. It looks good on YouTube, too. I'm going to go to Joel. This is kind of a funny picture to me. I'm going to go to Joel, AI6DG, first comment. Go ahead, Joel.
Good reception, very few pops. I'm assuming this is an older photo. We're looking at a CRT, old computer CRT on the left, standing on top of one of those power boxes with all the the orange switches on the front, so you could turn individual computer and peripherals on and off. They're both sitting on a wood table with the computer box case sitting on the table sideways on the right side of the image, and the cover is off and we're looking into the computer. It looks like an older computer, as indicated also by the CRT, with some hard drives and a relatively small motherboard with a small CPU fan and all kinds of cables, power and data and otherwise go on all over the place. And in front of that, sitting on the table, trying to think. One of them looks like an old brick-style cell phone, a small screwdriver, and maybe a TV remote or another hard drive or something. Can't really tell what it is. Miscellaneous cables floating around. Back to net, the S6TG.
All right, very good. Let's go to Kayla, KA6YLA, see what Kayla's got to say about this.
Well, it looks pretty good. I ditto everything Joel said. It reminds me of one of the computers I have without its sides in my ham shack, waiting for the putting it back in order. So, yeah, just a few pixel pops, but really great colors, vibration, everything. So, really good. KA6YLA.
very good. Let's go to Carol, KP4MD.
Yeah, this is KP4MD. It is a very nostalgic picture. I remember working on computers like this with, oh, yeah. I don't know if that's a Dell or anything, but it kind of looks like it. Maybe not. Anyway, yeah, it's got the place where you slide in the hard drive, and I think there's probably a CD-ROM reader above it there. Um, all different bays there where you could stick different types of drives in there. And yeah, it looks like a TV remote sitting there, or maybe a couple of TV remotes there sitting on top of that desk. And it has one of those roll in and out shelves where it hides the keyboard on you and the keyboard next to the mouse. Pixel pops, maybe only about a couple dozen, but otherwise good reception here. Back to you, KP4MD.
All right, very good. Let's go to Bill, N6NA.
Yeah, not too much to add. A good photo. A few pixel pops, especially for a photo from George. So maybe the water got into your setup. Yeah, usually you don't get popped as many times. I can't tell what's on the screen, but I did notice there's like 4 hard drives in there, so maybe you're running a RAID 0. This is an old photo, so unless you want to go retro and do something like this nowadays, I don't know why you would. But yeah, I wonder, when did you take this? How old is it? N6NA.
Good questions. Let's go to Chris, KI6HFP.
I know exactly what this picture is, so I don't want to steal his thunder, and I'll go ahead and let him spill the beans on it.
Go ahead. Go ahead and tell.
Well, I'm going to make a comment about it. I remember when they first started getting stuff like this in the Postal Service, we thought it was the hottest thing, and I remember building my own computer. I think the hot things, it was right in the between 386s, 46s, and Pentium, I think, was the hot thing. We had the same monitors, the box looked the same, that power, like Joel said, that power distribution, whatever you want to call it, underneath the monitor, they had those all over the place. It's kind of humorous, but brings back some memories. The keyboard and the mouse, they're on the bottom, look like they're newer than the gear on the top. But let's go to George and have him talk about it. Go ahead, George.
Well, that is, yeah, definitely an older computer. That was Christopher's first build. And I remember on the last net, last Slow-Scan net, he was talking about a computer case that he got at HSC, if anybody remembers them. And he was begging me for it. He really wanted it bad. He fell in love with that computer case. So I bought him that, and that happens to be it. So when he said that in the last net, I went through my old computer and found this picture to send out. And yeah, I by the way, I love these. I still have a couple of these. That switch box underneath there, those are great for ham radio. You put your radio on top. If you use it in ham radio, you put your radio on top of it. You can use it for switching power supplies on and various things in the shack. And I use them in my lab as well for turning various things on. I use them because it gives you a good visual reference. So for like my soldering irons and my hot air station, I have like 3 soldering stations in there and a hot air station, and so when I'm leaving for the day, it just makes it real easy to look back, and if any lights are on it, I know I left a soldering iron on, and I go back and flip the red switch and turn everything off. So, and yeah, the RCA remote, that was a great system I had. On the far right-hand side of that, there's a black box. You can't really see it. That's a big 22-inch subwoofer that my friend built for me. We were watching movies, and there was this Western where they get into this gunfight. I forgot what it was, and it was driving us nuts because I couldn't get the gunshots to sound right, and I wasn't going to be happy until we did. And so he built this subwoofer, which literally cracked a window in the house during that gunfight. So it works. Yeah, You might as well send it over to Chris and see if he can tell you a little bit more about it. But on this screen, the monitor, that's a K62 sticker. You remember the old KMD or AMD K62s? That was an AMD K62 sticker there, and then there's a screwdriver in the very front. So it starts with a WWAN or Walla, whatever they are. I still have that screwdriver. Use it almost every day. So anyhow, back to net.
All right, very good, George. Hey, Chris, you want to add to this picture?
Yeah, just like two short things. One, I remember the processor in that thing. Intel had just released their very first quad-core processor, so I saved up and I pitched in, I think, I don't even know how much, for the quad-core for my dad, and I got his old Intel dual-core, which is what's in there. I think probably only had like 4 gigs of RAM, which was hot stuff back then. And mind you, now I got like 128 gigs at DDR5 now. But yeah, and those drives, I worked half a summer up at my grandpa's ranch and saved up money to go buy those hard drives.
And those are running in RAID 0.
Joel was like slick enough to nail that. Very good. All right. Hey, you know those power distro things, that's probably a flea market thing now. I haven't seen one of those in I don't know how long. I wouldn't mind having one too. You're right about what you said about them, George. All right. Before I go on, I'm going to expose my friend Walter, K6HTD. He's part of our YouTube audience. Good to have you, Walt. All right, let's, Chris, so you got a picture ready, queued up and ready to go?
Yeah, I'm ready this time.
All right, let it rip.
All right, I'm going to be sending this MR90, KI6HFP.
This is Bill, K6KRQ, Wednesday Slow Scan Net. This looks like a look behind the curtain. I'm going to start at the bottom and work up. Let's go to Bill, N6HA. First comment on this one, Bill. Go ahead.
Yeah, good photo here. A few pixel pops. A little bit of a slant, too. I have to put my head to the side to see it. Oh, I'm trying to get the orientation. Oh, this is a picture of the wall. So it looks like you have an alpha delta switch mounted to the wall with at least two pieces of coax going into it. And those look like and connectors maybe. It's hard to tell. And then there's a duplexer on the left-hand side going into probably a 9700, looking at the back of it. The other one might be in a 7300. They got the Icon twins. Some good cable management power-wise. There's a monitor in the back and a keyboard. And then there's something in the front of the photo there on the bottom left. I don't know what that is. It looks like another radio potentially, but I'm not sure. Maybe the power supply. Maybe the cords go down and up. But yeah, good photo, good cable management. Far cry from the rat's nest on my desk, N6HA.
Thanks, Bill. I'm going to co-sign the cable management / rat's nest comment. Same here. All right, very good. Let's go to Carol, KP4MD.
Yeah, okay, this is KP4MD. I kind of second everything that Bill said. I have, you can see on YouTube, probably 2 or 3 dozen pixel pops there, but otherwise a really good, vivid color picture. And the way that alpha delta switch looks, I wonder if this is a fisheye lens or something, because all of it looks kind of all distorted, unless it's a problem with my eyeballs. But or maybe just the peculiar angle that this picture is being taken at. It looks like it's some kind of a wide angle, an extra wide angle lens. But the alpha delta I recognize. I have one of those, but I have it with UHF connectors instead of end connectors. And yep, those look like the ICOM radios there. So good look behind the radios and looking at all the wiring. Back over to Nets, KP4MD.
Thanks, Carol. I think it's like just an odd aspect to the photo. That's why it looks like that. Let's go to Kayla, K6YLA.
Well, K6YLA, I have to agree with Carol. It looks to me like a wide angle or something. I'm not seeing the actual icon, but I believe you guys, and what's most sharp focus is the lower right-hand patch stay or antenna switch, whatever. But yeah, nice colors, and I just don't recognize the here as you were talking about. But pretty good photo. K6YLA.
Thank you, Kayla. Let's go to Joel, AI6DG. I'm sure you can pick something out of this that we haven't noticed yet. Go ahead, Joel.
I unfortunately can't pick out anything. I don't know what I'm looking at, but it doesn't help that through half the photo while that was coming in, I decided to go watch a YouTube video, and it wasn't until I started thinking about it that I realized, oh wait a minute, this YouTube audio is going into SSTV. So I've got half of an image that's all fuzzy and blurry because it had AFI, audio frequency interference. So I can see the coax switch on the lower right. I have no idea what the rest of the photo is. In fact, what is in the upper left corner? Is that an insert photo, or is that like a separate desk surface or something that we're taking a view at? I can't really tell what the upper left corner is. Back to Net AI6DG.
All right, I can see why you might think that about the upper left, but it's all one solid photo. So, George, let's see what you have to say about it. If you've been over there to check this out, go ahead.
Yeah, excellent cable management. Far cry from the rat's nest here, and I changed things around far too much to start nailing anything down. The alpha delta switch, yep, and connectors on it. It looks like I thought you replaced the the PL259s. It looks like there's still adapters there, although I could be wrong because it's kind of hard to tell. Get rid of those. Get rid of the PL259. So yeah, I know this station well. Picture came over pretty good. There's still some pixel pops on it, but not too bad. I'll let Chris tell you the rest of the story here, and trials and tribulations, especially on 70 centimeters.
All right, very good. You know, I'm thinking that on those coax cables, those might be the clamp-on connectors that you were talking about the other night, Chris. And I do see your little 3D printed sound cones on top of the radios. So go ahead and tell us more about it. And my compliments on your cable management. Go ahead, Chris.
Well, I'll save the long-winded diatribe about N connectors. I'm sure everybody's heard about enough of that at this point. But yes, Alpha Delta 4-position N connector switch, triplexer and DAD. Yeah, this picture it's hard to tell, but I just replaced all of those with N, so that there's no adapter on there. There's only one adapter right now, and it's going into the back of the 9700. Cable management's a big thing for me. I like to be able to look back there if I need to move something or adjust something and clearly see where the wire is and where it's going. These are either peel and stick or screw down. You can't see it in the picture, but on the corner of the desk I have all of those screwed down and zip tied together for the coaxes, power wires, and all of that good stuff, but everything on the surface of the desk is just 3M taped, so if I need to move something or pull something off to service it, all I gotta do is just pop it up and it comes right off. Off to the left-hand corner is my 811 amplifier, and on top of that, the two coax runs going up to there goes to my automatic tuner for now until my PAL-Star shows up. I got an MFJ digital SWR watt meter, and there's another Alpha Delta switch up there for the HF side for the 7300 reset. And far off in the corner you can see the two sound cones that Bill pointed out. What a life-changing 3D print that is. I know it's nowhere near the sound quality of getting the optional speaker, but it absolutely improves the sound of the radio, and it doesn't shoot it up at the ceiling anymore, so I can turn my audio way down at nighttime and still be able to hear clearly. I got my soldering iron out and the crimp masters out because I was making up coax ends and some Anderson power pole connectors. I was cutting out about 6 feet of power wire for each of those radios just to make a nicer, clean run. There's my two monitors up there. There's two more monitors that you can't see in the picture, so I got a total of 4 monitors. 3 of those are dedicated specifically to DX Labs and WSJTX, and that's pretty much about all I have to say about this picture.
All right, very good. And again, good cable management. I could take a lesson from that. This is Bill, K6KRQ, Wednesday Slow Scan Net. I'm going to take a breather here and see if anybody else has come along that would like to check in. If you'd like to check in, come now with your name and call sign. Okay, again, this is Bill, K6KRQ. I'm getting like near the bottom of the hour, so I'm going to streamline comments. I'll just do 3 and then ask for additionals because I want to make sure everybody gets a chance to transmit. So that being said, we're going to go to Joel next. Joel is AI6CG. Let's see what you have for us tonight, Joel. Good tone.
PE120.
Very good. I'll go to the top for the first three. Let's go to Chris, KI6, HFP.
Looks like a live performance of some kind. Got the drums, saxophone, and I should know what that instrument is to the far right. I played one of those for a short time in band. Trombone. Everybody's got the cool hats on as well. Looks like a fun event. I love music of all kinds.
Well said. I got kind of a guess what it is too, but I'll hold on to that. Let's go to George, N6YG.
I don't really have a lot to add to this. I see a saxophone and some other. I'd say it's not a Dixieland jazz band. I guess it could be. It's missing the 4-string banjo. So some sort of live event with. I'm trying to see what the guy in the second from the left has got in his hand. I can't quite. There's quite a few pixel pops at my location on this. Right across the screen too. They're making a nice little pattern. So they unfortunately hit Joel pretty good. Got the drummer in the back, and so yeah, we'll wait till Joel tells us where this is at. What do they call those hats? Those aren't fedoras. What do they call those hats? All right, back to net, N6YG. I'm not going to hold it.
I want to say Panama hat, but I'm not precisely sure. Let's go to Kayla, KA6YLA.
KA6YLA. I agree. It's a live band. Not really sure. It looks like a tuba on the second to the left, and nobody mentioned the guitar player second from the right. So yeah, a lot of pixel pops. Very difficult to make out, but few pictures. KA6YLA.
Thank you, Kayla. Any additional comments before I go to Joel?
Comment?
Go ahead, Bill.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is Disneyland. The name tags are kind of the dead giveaway, and looks vaguely familiar. So I think this is the jazz band. Disneyland is my guess, and it's good to see sousaphone in action. When I used to do band, marching band, we'd march with 16 deep of those sousaphones, and we had quite the sound coming from us because of it. N6HA.
Anybody else?
One word comment. It's a clarinet. That's what it is. The guy on the far left, that was going to drive me crazy.
Not to worry, I was going to pull you up on that one. And that was good mention there on by Kayla and then Bill on the tuba or the sousaphone. So I thought I was going to guess a Dixieland jazz band too, but as George pointed out, I don't see a banjo. But let's find out the true story on it from Joel. I'm willing to bet it's Disneyland too, but go ahead, Joel.
Of course it's Disneyland. So I think this was my third day there, late afternoon. Not completely exhausted yet. Still had another, 6 hours to go, 4 hours to go. But I'm working my way through, going in all the nooks and crannies, kind of looking at all the shops, all the restaurants. And I walked through this one restaurant to people watch, to see what was there, what the layout was, what the menu was. And this band was playing, and I stood there and listened for a while. Took some video for a couple of minutes. This is actually a screen clip of the video. It was just a really nice moment. Nice video. I should actually probably post it some of the videos, the little short clips I took of Disneyland on YouTube. But nice music. There's so many things going on in Disneyland, and there's almost always music or bands playing somewhere. So we got a left to right, trombone, sousaphone. It's like a trumpet or a cornet, but it's really small. That's why you're having trouble figuring out what it is because it's in his hands, and his hands are covering most of it. You have the drummer, what is that, a tenor, saxophone, electric guitar, and clarinet. And excellent trip, quite exhausting. 4 days of Disneyland and California adventure. Back to net, AI6DG.
All right, very good. That looks like a good band. So, all right, thank you, Joel. We're going to go to Carol, KP4MD, and see what Carol's got for us tonight.
Okay, very good. This is going to be PD120 KP4MD.
All right, very good. A milestone photo. First off, I want to welcome Greg, KK6WSP. He's checking out the scene on YouTube, so good to have you, Greg. Let's go to Bill, N6HA. First comment. Go right ahead.
Yeah, a good photo here. It teared a few times, which I haven't seen from Carol before. I think I need to do a resync on my MMS TV. Yeah, some ripping here on my version. And yeah, it says River City ARC 1976 to 2026, celebrating our 50-year anniversary. So yeah, quite the accomplishment by the club to be around that long. Wonder how old some other clubs are in the area, but pretty neat. And hopefully we do something special for it. Maybe a barbecue. Who knows what we'll end up doing? But yeah, pretty neat. And I'm glad to be a part of it. And 6AJ.
All right, very good. Thank you, Bill. Let's go to Kayla, KA6YLA.
Hey, K6YLA. Beautiful, everything crystal clear. No pistol pops anywhere. And yes, we should have a barbecue over at George's house for that pulled pork. Back to net, K6YLA.
That's a capital idea. Thank you, Kayla. Let's go to Joel, AI6DG.
Quite a few pops, and the repeater ID did a line straight through the middle. But Actually, because it's a white background, you see all that much more clearly. 50 years, River City Arcs logo, ARRL, Special Service Club logo, and it's time flies. It's been a while. I'm sure. Wonder if there's any original founding members that are still in the club. Back to the S6TG.
Thanks, Joel. That's a great question. I'm sure we're going to find out. Any other comments before I go to Carol? All right, then. You know, I still love that logo with the arc, and I like the model or whatever it is we see on the splash screen for the YouTube production. I'd love to have one of those sitting on my mantle. Anyway, let's go to Carol and have her tell us about it. And I too am interested if there's anybody still around from the earliest days. Go ahead, Carol.
Okay, this is KP4MD. As far as I know, maybe the last charter member was Dave WB6YLK, who passed away last year. I'm not sure. I know his brother Ken Martin is still a member of the club, but I'm not sure if he was one of the founding charter members. So it's a whole generation that's come and gone, and we're seeing new younger people join us, and we're really happy about that. I thought, it's appropriate to blow our own horn here, so that's why we put it up. As far as doing anything, we're going to be discussing that at our board meeting next week, so we'll see how that is. The actual anniversary date is going to be in July, so we'll see how we do that. Back over to Nats, KP4MD.
All right, very good. Thank you, Carol. We look forward to that. I know I am. Good putting that out there. Let's go to Bill, N6HA. He's next up on the list, and let's see what he has for us tonight.
Yeah, this is going to be 2 pictures for the price of 1. Only related by time more than anything else, but it's going to be PD120 N6HA.
Very good. Not quite so short on time. I'm going to run the whole list. I'm going to start at the top with Chris, KI6, HFP.
Oh, PBS. I used to watch them late at night over the air where you had to mess with the dog ears on the back of the TV to get the signal just right. And a train. Oh, thank God, both my kids are asleep. They are obsessed with trains. So that's about all I have for this. I guess I should be professional and give a signal report on this. So zoom in on it. Really good quality. I got a few pixel pops, but I really have to squint my eyes for them. They're all perfectly condensed in the trees, so almost unable to see them unless you're really looking for them. So great quality on the picture.
Very good. Thank you, Chris. Let's go to George, N6YG.
Find the right microphone here. Let's see. Yeah, I don't have much to add. There's a train in the background. I've got a lot more pixel pops, though, than I think Chris had gotten. I'm getting kind of hammered with pave paws out here. So close to them. And, yeah, KVIE, Channel 6, PBS. I wonder what this is about. I used to know the broadcast engineer over there. And the train in the bottom. So I don't have much of a slant on this one. I had a little bit of a slant on Carol's picture. So yeah, back to net, N6YG.
Very good. Thank you, George. Let's go to Joel, AI6, DG.
Up the top three quarters is a picture of a business building with the label PBS KVIE on the upper left, above some windows. And it looks like there's probably some people walking by or maybe into the building on the lower portion of it, but they're cut off. I just see some heads and upper bodies amongst the trees and bushes, maybe as they're walking into the building. And below that is the train photo. I'm assuming that that's a big boy and taken during their recent visit. I missed them again. I missed seeing that train again and listening to chunk, 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 chunk as it's chugging along. Although there's been some great videos on YouTube of them. How long were they in town? Where were they? And I understand they didn't go over Donner. They went over, was it Feather River, because of the weather, the storm that was in the area at the time. Anyway, you can see they're on tracks in the kind of mid-distance from the photographer, and in between the photographer and the train tracks is a grassy field with a whole bunch of colored spots that are bodies of train rail fans taking pictures and taking in the train as it goes by. Back to net, AI6DG.
Very good. Good observations. Let's go to Kayla, KA6, YLA.
YLA. Well, yeah, very clear. PBS KVIE, and I agree with people at the lower lower right corner, bottom of the train, and I don't know anything about it, but I'd like to find out so I could perhaps do that. Back to net, 86 YLA.
All right, very good. But Kayla, you have really rough audio, so I just thought I'd let you know that. Okay, but thanks again. Let's go to Carol, KP4MD, before we go to Bill. Go ahead, Carol.
Yeah, okay, this is KP4MD, Channel 6, PBS station here in Sacramento. I think it's one of the only, I don't know if there are any other of the local stations, television stations in here that didn't move to UHF. I know they stayed on VHF, and because of that, they were kind of always a little bit difficult, more difficult to copy, to receive on a TV set if you had one of the new UHF antennas. Most of the new antennas are being used since the switch over to digital, mostly for UHF. But it's a shame that they're being, I don't know if how many of these stations have had to close because of defunding from the federal government. And I'm hoping that this is turned around in some future administration because I've always loved public television and also national public radio. Um, it's a lot of it was very important, for educational purposes, for our children. They had excellent programming in that aspect, and with no, you know, commercial type of agenda to try to sell stuff to the kids. So back to Nets, KP for MD.
All right, very good. This is Bill K6KRQ. When I left LA in 2009, it was right before they did that switch over to digital, and the PBS station there, KCET, it was a UHF broadcast on channel 28. So I don't know what it's like down there now. That's almost 17 years ago I left. But anyway, I think that I'm pretty sure that is Big Boy. I went to see it last year in Roseville when it was here. It was blazing hot. But not to minimize the picture, no pun intended. But I don't think it does that train justice. That thing is huge. But what I'm wondering about is the connection here with KVIE and the Big Boy. So let's let Bill tell us about it. Go ahead, Bill.
Yeah, good guesses all around. I think you guys pretty much got it. I'll connect the dots, though. This is the toddler's ideal weekend, right? So we get to see Big Boy roll by our house on the green belts. We live in Roseville. There's a lot of greenery, green belts for bike paths and things. Usually it's floodplains. So we walked over there and saw Big Boy drive by us. It was pretty awesome. My daughter really liked it, and like you see, there's a lot more people than that. Just sprawled out, watching Big Boy go by and taking photos. Some people very close, too close, because the Union Pacific said 30 feet. I think they're far closer. Funny enough, though, I ran into Ben, K6GEO. You look over, and there he is standing with his family. So I got to catch up with Ben while our kids played at my local park here. So it was fun to see him. I'll drop real quick. And then the second photo is PBS, of course. So this is what we also did the weekend. There was an event. I'm a supporter of PBS. I'm a PBS kid myself, and my daughter is as well. The only TV she gets to consume, what little she gets to consume, is PBS. So she's a PBS kid, of course. And they had an event where we could go meet Daniel Tiger. So I don't know if you remember your Mr. Rogers lore, but in Mr. Rogers there's a little tiger called Daniel Tiger. He had his wristwatch. He has his own TV show now. So there's a Mr. Rogers production company that did a spin-off of that. It's animated. And then a few other educational shows for PBS. And we got to go inside the PBS studios and meet Daniel Tiger, do all kinds of events and crafts. And my daughter had an awesome time. And I was actually pretty excited to go into PBS personally. So I think it was more of a dream come true for me than for her. But fun weekend. N6NA.
All right, very good, Bill. Thank you. Truly a 2-for-1 offering there. Good job. All right, then. This is Bill, K6KRQ. Come to the end of my participant list, so I have one queued up, and I'm going to stay on the MR90 bandwagon. So get ready for it. Here it comes. right, I aborted because I saw Carol's question, her comment there. I am at a loss as to why it would do that or not modulate.
Probably need to restart it.
Hey, I think that just happened a little while ago with somebody. All right, let me give that a shot.
Yeah, when MMS TV starts doing weird things, just reboot it. Like me, I have no idea why it was doing it, but, well.
All right, give me a second. All right, let's try this again. Well, let me do a tone first. Tone.
Negative.
All right, here goes again. All right, skip it. I'll just save it for next time. I'll figure it out.
Go into SSTV and reselect the audio devices. Sometimes they get moved around and it gets confused. Sometimes I have to actually select a different device and then select the device I actually want.
Also,
Now let me look one more time, and then we'll skip it.
also, open up the legacy Windows sound device and make sure that it didn't default to your radio device. Whenever I had that issue is because something got unplugged and plugged back in, and then Windows defaulted to like the 7300 microphone. Well, it sees it as a microphone, and then FT wasn't working.
Yeah, if you start up MMS TV without your radio turned on or your sound devices plugged into turned on, then it changes everything around, and you got to reselect something else and then select the radio again. And typical Windows nightmare.
Yeah, I thought I'd do all those checks before I come on the air, so that's why I'm totally at a loss. One more time, here goes. So I'll watch for Carol or Greg to send me a dud message. Here it goes. All right, we'll just save that one for the next time. So, well, I don't know. That'll leave a chance if anybody's got like a burning desire bonus photo they want to send.
I do.
All right, you can send the final one. Go right ahead.
Alright, this is specifically for Joel and Carol. I know they love this kind of stuff. KI6HFP. I'll be sending this MR90.
that is interesting. Although I don't know. But we're going to give Carol and Joel first crack at it. But ladies first. Go ahead, Carol. Do you think you can tell us what this is?
Wow, this is KP4MD. Well, I don't know. It's something that has a kind of a tube or something in the center that's completely perfectly centered with those set screws on 4 different sides. I'm not exactly sure what that would be. Probably might know. Guess, yeah, I don't know. I'm guessing it might be something like a like a cantenna. I have no idea. Back over to Nets, KP4MD.
Well, this might be a stumper. It looks like some kind of paint can dummy load thing, but I don't know. Let's give Joel a stab at it. Go ahead, Joel.
I agree it's a cantenna, but I don't remember what they looked like on the inside. It's been far too long since I saw one, if I ever saw one, since those are old Heath Kit days of pieces of equipment. I'm sure they're still around at swaps. But obviously we have a paint can, looking down into a paint can on the right side and looking down at the bottom of the lid to the paint can, and something that's being centerized by a set of brass screws all set to the right length in the center. We've got a real bad aspect ratio issue going on here because all the circles are ovals. So the wrong combination of buttons or not hitting the right buttons when you did the add into SSTV. Now you got me wondering. I'm going to need to go Google what's inside a cantenna. Back to Net AI6DG.
All right, very good. Anybody else got any comments on this before I go to Chris? All right, I got to say, cantenna is a new one on me, but with these big brass bolts, it looks like one of Chris's sailboat accoutrements or something. But let's let him tell us about it. Go ahead, Chris.
Yeah, no, Carolyn got it right. Yeah, hit the nail on the head with that. I was wondering, she was struggling for a second, and then she nailed it at the end. So yes, this is a cantenna that my dad gifted me, and it was in a lot rougher shape. I did the import correctly, but at the last minute I noticed that my dad was in half the picture, so I just cropped it again real quick, and I messed up on the aspect ratio. That's why everything's off a little bit. But he was sitting there watching me. It took me about 8 hours to rebuild this thing. Everything was completely covered in rust, so I had to ultrasonic clean everything and make 3 different trips to Ace Hardware. You know how that goes. You think you have all the parts you need, and then you get back home and you realize you're missing something. But this was the final product. Got it all back together, and I'm excited. I finally actually have a dummy load for the first time, and it's much needed now that this amplifier is going to be on air soon. I don't want to be one of those people that's tuning up on air during the middle of a contest and makes you throw your headphones across the room because you lose your hearing. KI6HFP.
All right, very good. And way to nail that down, Carol. Joel had a good idea on it, too. Any other comments?
Is that a mineral oil filled, or there's no PCBs in there, right? N6HA.
Yeah, you just you use mineral oil. I really wanted to use transformer oil, but you can no longer go down to like Smud or PG&E and pick some up. And after pricing out transformer oil, I was like, you know what? I messaged my dad, and I was like, mineral oil is good enough, right? And he gave me the green light. So yeah, I just used a gallon of food-grade mineral oil. I probably could have used something dirtier, but it was my first and only proper dummy load, so I figured why not. I miss this generation of ham radio stuff where you could buy stuff like this as a kit and build it, and it's a testament to how things were built. This thing's probably at least 2 generations older than me, and it just needed a good cleaning, and she's ready for another 30 plus years of operation.
Don't feel too bad. I'm kind of long in the tooth myself, and I missed that boat too.
Comment.
Go ahead, George.
Yeah, always fill these with mineral oil. I had a couple of these lying around. Replace the can. They're $7 for a new can. So, I had one a while back that I had modified and put an external cooler on it that was thermostatically controlled, and just a little tiny, like a little radiator that comes out of a PC cooling system, a water cooling system, or something like that. There's a lot of different devices like that. I had one lying around, and so it would recirculate the mineral oil and cool it off. Had a heat sensor at the top, so when the top of the can got to I don't remember what the temperature was, got hot, it would kick on the pump and the fan, and it'd pump it through the radiator and keep it cool. I make dummy loads for generators as well, and I use big generators. I use heating elements from water heaters, electric water heaters, and you can string a bunch of them together, like the 240 volt, and you can string them together and create the load that you want, and use water in those and a radiator out of an old Chevy. I forgot what it is. Little tiny the heater core radiator with a fan to keep the water cool. So same thing. These things work really good. You could see it's an inexpensive way to put a 1.5 kilowatt dummy load on your system, so you're not tuning up on air, blowing everybody's eardrums out.
Question?
Go ahead with the question.
Looking around on Google Images, I gather that what's in the center is the resistor, and then there's a metal tube outer. Is that for shielding? Isn't the can enough shielding?
Well, the tube, it serves 2 purposes. When it's a 50 ohm dummy load, but it also acts kind of like a waveguide. But it's more for thermal management. As the mineral oil heats up next to the resistor, it rises, and so it creates a convection current in the can circulating the oil around.
Gotcha. That makes sense. Thanks. N6NA back to net.
All right, very good. You know what? It wouldn't be a complete SSTV net without some kind of conversation starter. This one served that purpose. Any more comments, questions, or burning desires?
Question?
Go ahead, Kayla.
Yeah, here's the bottom line, really stupid question. Where do you plug it in? I have a 1,000 watt dummy load MFJ style, which has, your SO whatever SP connectors, but I'm not seeing how you get the paint can into the radio to hook up.
Go ahead and address that, George or Chris.
It's upside. The lid's upside down, so the dummy load is attached to the inside of the paint can. So if I rotated that 180 degrees and you looked at the top, you would see an SO2 connector connector, UHF connector on it, and there's also a rudimentary pressure relief valve on there, which is a screw with a spring in between the screw and a nut on the very bottom, so if it starts to get too hot, it'll pop open and make a lovely little mess for you. But the connector's on the other side. What you're looking at is what would be on the inside of the paint can.
You know, you stumbled over that SO or PL UHF connector, probably worrying about that your dad was going to get on your case when you got that wrong again.
I keep wanting to say 39, but I know it's 59. I'm trying to beat that into my brain, but I don't have to worry about that anymore because, as everybody knows, I've gone primarily N connector, and that's easier to remember.
You know, a quick comment here.
Go ahead.
On those type of things, a dummy load like that, I always tell people to put them on a piece of brown cardboard, or even a brown paper bag. Just cut out a little square out of a brown piece of bag, or just put it on a brown paper bag. And the neat thing about it, it's a great way of finding leaks. You'll catch the leak before it causes a problem, because anytime a paper bag gets wet, those brown paper bags, they get real dark. And so you look at it and you'll notice a color change as it's getting wet. If you just put it on the floor outside, you might not notice it until you've got a real big, oily mess on your hands. Granted, it's just mineral oil, but still.
Nevertheless, that's a hot tip. I see Carol straightened us out on YouTube with SO239. Thanks, Carol. All right, then. One more call for comments before I close it.
I have a closing picture if you guys are ready, if you want it.
Okay, I'll read the closure and then fire away with the picture. So here we go. Thanks to all. I want to thank all who participated in tonight's SSTV Net. Seems like everyone's a good one. We hope to see you again next Wednesday at 9 p.m. Pacific. Thanks also to our YouTube viewers. I will now officially close the net at 10:16 p.m. This is Bill, K6KRQ, wishing all of you a good evening. 73.
K6YLA, I have a request.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I just downloaded JavaScript for my phone because I found a slow scan television app that works on the iPhone, but it says to have both the JavaScript and this other thing, audio file, and I just wanted to pick your guys' brains as to what audio program I need to go with the JavaScript to get the slow scan television on my iPhone.
I don't really know, but I did download one for my iPhone. I didn't have to do any script. It was just an app, and but it's kind of touchy.
Yeah, I don't know what you downloaded, but that doesn't sound right. You could be able to just download the app, install the app, run the app, and not have to worry about JavaScript at all.
Can you manually run JavaScript on an iPhone?
I would tend to agree with Joel. I've never heard of that.
Yeah, simple SSTV, and then Black Cat Systems. They charge $4.99. Black Cat Systems actually makes a really good SSTV app, and it's probably where we're going to end up having to migrate as MMS TV starts to have more and more problems with Windows, the new Windows operating systems.
I actually have that somewhere, so I'll go back to that and see if that works.
Yeah, I like the Black Cat app. I have it on my it's much easier for a first-time user to use. Super simple. It just doesn't have some of the real nice features of MMSTV in the editing and the templates, but all that can be done, outside the app. Anyways, let me send this picture here real quick so I can close it out and.
Very good. That's the way to end our slow scan nets right there. I haven't seen that one in a long time, George, and that was a pretty good transmission, too.
I'm going to have to make up some new ones. Running out of ideas for Looney Tunes stuff. I'm sitting here checking my battery, my power mode to see if maybe that's why I'm having issues. You got to make sure that Windows doesn't have any of its power saving features enabled on a laptop when you're doing this, or it causes problems. I'm wondering if anybody knows what this weird. I got a weird message on APRS that I'm trying to figure out. It looks like an event or something.
I was messing around with that on this Kenwood handy talkie I got this past week.